Alaikum sir.
Walaikum salam. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So we're looking at the test now. So we're talking about a sex linked disorder. So a normal allele for clotting time is represented by XH, and a abnormal allele is represented by XH with a small h, right?
Yeah.
State the genotypes of the people identified as P, Q, R in figure 3.3. So P is a female who is not having hemophilia. So she would be XH, XH. Make sense?
Okay.
But she is within her chain having a child who is having hemophilia. So essentially, that suggests that she is a carrier. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because she has one son who is a who is affected by hemophilia, right? The father
Yeah.
cannot have hemophilia because he will have a Y gene, so he must have XH and Y, right? So the mother must be the one who is carrying the hemophilia gene. So she will be XH and X small h. Now here is a male who is affected. Now that's Q. So that would be X small h and Y. Make sense?
Okay.
And then there is a male who is unaffected. So he will be X capital H and Y. Does this make sense?
Now it does. Yeah.
Okay. So the mother is what? A
Yeah.
carrier. The male is a
Yeah. Yeah, as well.
no, he's not a carrier. He is affected,
And the other one is not affected.
unaffected. Now, this is again what we learned about. This is a sex linked disorder. We learned that in women we have two X chromosomes, and in men we have
XY.
one X chromosome. Exactly, XY. So, why is it that when only one gene is present for the hemophilia, the male is affected, but the female is not affected? Because the Y chromosome does not carry the gene which will turns off XH. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Here, this is canceling out XH.
X, H.
Exactly. Make sense?
Yeah.
The couple S and T are expecting another child. State the probability that the child will have hemophilia. So X, S, and T. S and T. If the child is male and he is getting hemophilia, that means that this is what X H Y, but she is a carrier X H X H. state the probability that the child will have hemophilia. So either they will have a child who is, now we can make a Punnett square, right? So no hemophilia and no hemophilia. But there will be one child who will be male who will have hemophilia, which is this child. So the percentage is
25.
25%. What is meant by sex linked characteristic? It is a gene located
In
on
the six chromosomes.
sex chromosomes, right? That's one mark. What is the other mark? It is
Male.
more frequently expressed in males due to
Y
presence
chromosome.
of, or you could say a better word would be lack of gene in Y chromosome. Okay.
Okay.
Fruit flies have orange or red eyes. If two orange flies are crossed, all of the offspring will have orange eyes. If two fruit flies across, the offspring will either have orange or red eyes. What can be concluded from these observations?
A.
No, the allele for red eyes is dominant. How can I say that? This is showing that there is a possibility of red eyes. So this is showing that two red eyes will be heterozygous. And that will produce orange
You're right.
and red eyes, right? So this is only possible when you have two dominant heterozygous, resulting in one homozygous recessive and w- one homozygous dominant, and probably two heterozygous dominant as well, right?
Yeah.
By stating the genotypes of the numbered individuals, use B for dominant and B for recessive. So, number one, the allele that causes this condition is dominant to the allele for the normal condition. So, female with extra toes is dominant. Male with extra toes is dominant. Okay.
Okay.
So one is a normal male. So these are going to be recessive. So one has to be recessive, right? And then two has to be
Dominant.
right. So they can
Dominant.
be dominant heterozygous. Why? Because they have children who are having the recessive gene, right?
Right.
Now four. Four is this one. So this one will be having another heterozygous dominant gene, right? And then you have 14. 14 is this one. So she will be again homozygous recessive. So BB, 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 small b, and small b. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Recessive will always be homozygous. Right? And if you are seeing that there's a recessive in the offspring, there has to be a heterozygous dominant. Right?
Could you explain that again, sir?
So if I have genes BB and BB, what I will get in the Punnett square is all going to be having the dominant gene. So these would have been like this. Yes?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But if I
Yeah.
have a homozygous, a heterozygous dominant, I will then get homozygous recessives as well. And since you can see that the offspring, the direct offspring has two homozygous recessives, so you can deduce that this is also going to be a
Like it's recessive.
heterozygous recessive. And from the offspring, if any one of them has the dominant gene, it has to be heterozygous. So you can tell
Heterozygous.
that this is heterozygous. Now, within this pedigree, you can see that there are 1 and 14 are both recessive, and recessive has to be homozygous. So that's how you get 14 and 1 are homozygous, and both of these are heterozygous. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's continue. Two individuals are crossed. One is homozygous dominant, the other is heterozygous. What will be the offspring? Take your time, make up Punnett square. So, what can you see?
That it's 50-50.
Exactly.
B.
Question 5.
Isn't question six, sorry,
Sorry,
4B?
it's B, not C. Now, meiosis and mitosis.
C.
Sorry,
Is it C?
C. These are both diploid and then these are haploid, which makes sense, right? Because this produces gametes, right? And this should have been four daughter cells and this should have been two daughter cells, right? The Indian Muntjac deer, Muntjac is recorded as the mammal with the lowest number of chromosomes. State the diploid number of chromosomes for the female Muntjac deer. This is from the nucleus of a diploid female Muntjac deer. So, what would be your answer?
X.
Yeah. Continue. Figure 2 is an image of the
Uh-huh.
chromosome in the nucleus of a diploid cell of a male Muntjac deer. Describe how the sex chromosomes of the male Muntjac deer differ from Those are the female. So you can see that there are three sex chromosomes. Here there were only two sex chromosomes, right?
Yeah.
That's one mark. And you can see that there are all different. While in the female they were identical, right?
Yeah.
So you can say that they are not homomorphic. They're not the same shape. So what would your answer for this be?
Chromosomes are uh,
So point one, meiosis produces four
red cells.
genetically different gametes. Okay.
Okay.
Due to independent assortment and alignment, right, of chromosomes and crossing over of genes, right? I'll go back to the diagram and tell you what I mean, right? And due to random fertilization of gametes. Okay. So if we go back, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So meiosis.
But your screen is not being shared.
My screen wasn't sharing for how long?
No, now, like when you're trying to
Okay.
sh shift to the book.
So this this swapping, this is called crossing over. Right. This is called crossing over. Right. Which is making of recombinant chromosomes. So the importance, right? New combinations of maternal paternal chromosome every time a gamete is made, meaning when the gametes fuse randomly at fertilization, each offspring will be different from the other. Okay.
Okay.
Another cause of variation is the formation of new alleles. Now, how can new alleles be formed? By mutation. Yes. What else?
Uh, meiosis.
No, not really. So, now how does mutation occur? It can occur by ionizing radiation, which alters DNA, resulting in new alleles. Okay. So, mutation caused by ionizing radiation, which results in
Organizing
altering DNA,
DNA.
which results in formation of new alleles. Now, the ball of cells, this ball of cells is what? It is your zygote, right? Name the process that takes place from S to T. It's called fertilization. Yes, I'm audible,
Yeah.
right? State where in the human body S takes place. So it would be the fallopian tube. We will learn about this in our next class. So he can roll the tongue, he cannot roll the tongue. This is dominant for tongue rolling, and this is non-dominant. So in the first case, you can see that there is a male and a female, and all of the offspring are having the tongue rolling gene. So
Yeah.
one has to be, you can say that one has,
T. T.
right? Or he can be heterozygous as well. And then three is having children. Is it a sexting disease? No, it's not sexting. So then you have three. Three is this person. So they can be homozygous or heterozygous. But since there is a child who is
Who is not with the
tongue roller, so both the parents have to be
T. T.
heterozygous.
Okay.
Okay. Individual two. Individual two is heterozygous for tongue rolling. He marries a woman who cannot roll her tongue. Okay, the question says individual one and her partner are both heterozygous for tongue rolling. This is how we know that one is heterozygous.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Individual 2 in figure 3 is heterozygous for tongue rolling. He marries a woman who cannot roll her tongue. So she will not have the gene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. State all possible genotypes of the children and predict the ratio of phenotypes. So she is homozygous, recessive, and he is heterozygous. So you can either get T small t or you can get T and T, small t and small t, right? And the ratio would be, the ratio would be
Uh,
1
ratio
is to
would
1,
be one.
50-50.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
The diagram shows the cell of an organism. It contains 12 chromosomes. After this cell divides by mitosis, how many chromosomes would be present in one of the daughter cells? So, what is your answer?
That's just going to be B.
Exactly. It's going to remain the same. The diagram shows the inheritance of ABO blood groups in the family. Right? Obviously, this is a male. So, what could be Jignasha's genotype? So, any thoughts on this question?
Gonna be a B.
B, IO. Are you sure?
Sorry, A. It's A.
It's going to be B. D, sorry. IBIO. Why? Because there's a child who is born with blood group B, right? And if this is blood group A, he does not have the genes for blood group B. He is either IAIO or he is IAIA, right? Does that make sense?
Can you repeat it, sir?
The father has blood group A, and there is a son who has blood group B, right?
Yeah.
So there is only one possibility where the
Oh.
where the son will get blood group B, where the mother has blood group B. Make sense?
Yeah.
And since this is blood group O, this has to be blood group A
And oh yes.
because the daughter is blood group A. If this is OO, this has to be AO. And if this is AO, that means this has to be BO,
B-O.
right? Because
Yeah.
if this was BB, then this should be,
B.
if this is AO and this is BB, then this would be either AB or
I-O.
BO.
B-O.
The child would not have A. Make sense?
Yeah.
So therefore, he has to be BO. Few breeding chickens. When two F1 generations are crossed, what will be the ratios of the offspring? So these are what? These are heterozygous codominant because they are black and white, right? So we're talking about black and white and black and white. So that will give you, it's going to give you a 50-50 ratio of black and white, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. So you get BW, BW, you get black, black, you get black, white, you get black, white, and you get white, white. So it's going to be 1 is to 2 is to 1. It's going to be B, right?
Oh,
Okay. So
yeah.
anytime this happens, you what you do is you make a Punnett square, right?
Okay.
F1 generation, we know that is BW, right? Why? Because you can see that they are heterozygous codominant.
Yeah.
What is needed in the cytoplasm to make proteins at a ribosome? So, what would be your answer?
B.
Which?
C.
C, exactly, because it is your ribosome. Very good. The 4 o'clock plant can have flowers at three color dimensions. Okay, orange, yellow, and red. So the gametes would be red and yellow. The offspring would be red, yellow. The offspring phenotype would be orange. Make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? It is another example of codominance. Further crosses in the table one, offspring from class one, offspring from class one. So genotypes of offspring would be you have RY and RY. Heterozygous codominance means you'll get RR, RY, RY, and YY. Make sense? Which you get 1 is 2 is to 1, right?
Yeah.
Then offspring from cross 1, which is RY and RR. So you'll get RR and RY, right?
Yeah.
Offspring from cross 1, RY and YY. So you'll get what? You get YY and RY. Make sense?
That does.
Not an example of inheritance of dominant recessive. This is codominance, right? Both genes
Yeah.
are expressed. And crossing these these genes gives 1 is to 2 is to 1. Rather than what is the normal ratio when you have dominant and heterozygous? You get 3 is to 1. Right? Make sense? When you have two heterozygous dominants, you get a ratio of 3 is to 1. But here you get 1 is to 2 is to 1. So define the term allele. It is an alternate version of a gene, right? Shoot growth in plants is controlled by auxins. An enzyme in shoot tips converts the molecules of an amino acid into auxins as shown. So auxins were what? Auxins were growth determining hormones, right? Do you remember? Explain how mutation in DNA results in an abnormal enzyme which does not catalyze the reaction shown in figure 2. Can you tell me this?
A mutation results in. So an amino acid is being made, and uh, proteins make up enzymes. So if the DNA does not be coded well, it will affect the production of amino acids, and then those amino acids cannot produce a good enzyme, which is going to be a mutated one.
So the DNA codon sequence is altered, right? Or you can say the DNA mRNA codon sequence is altered, resulting in altered sequence of amino acid, right?
Yeah.
Which changes the structure of protein slash enzyme, rendering it useless. Why? Because substrate cannot fit, right? We talked about proteins being specific and enzymes being specific. Why were they specific? Because they have a specific structure. If the amino acid sequence is changed, that structure will be changed. If that structure is changed, then the substrate cannot and will not fit into the protein or the enzyme, rendering the enzyme useless. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? I'll share this with you. I want you to write these down when you're done.
Okay,
Two
sir.
tall sunflower seeds were caused. 25% of the offspring were dwarf. Explain how is it possible? Heterozygous. Heterozygous dominance. Heterozygous dominant parents, resulting in 3:1 ratio of phenotype, right?
Yeah.
And then you can tell TT, 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 and TT. This is going to be your recessive, which is short. Figure 3 shows how several strawberry plants can be formed from one parent plant. This is what? This is asexual reproduction, right?
Yeah.
This is also called a vegetative propagation. Then the disadvantage of reproduction shown in figure 3. other than describing that this is asexual reproduction, it says explain, right? So you will say that it produces genetic twins, right? And there is no mitosis, right? The problem with this would be there is no variation, right? There is high susceptibility to disease, right? Because they're not adapting disease or pests, right? What else? There is a lack of adaptation, right?
Okay.
A man marries a woman who has a different blood group from him. They have two children. The children have different blood groups from each other and different blood groups from their parents. What are the genotypes of the parents' blood groups? They would be
B. Is it B?
D because this is AB, this is O, and the offspring would be either A or B. Does that make sense?
Uh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sex-linked disorder. Okay, so this is again question one that we've done, right? It's the exact same question. Okay. So, do you understand what we've done today? Are you
Yeah.
familiar with the concepts now?
Yep.
Right? I'll share this with you. Any questions that you have?
No, not at all.
Okay. Office. We'll
Uh,
continue with this tomorrow. Can we have a class tomorrow?
tomorrow, what time?
When can you be available?
Um,
We can have a class at this time as well. 10 a.m.
yes, sir. We can have a tomorrow class this time.
Okay. Office.
Not for sure. Have a good day.